Here I am with all-around nice guy and pro athlete Jake Peterson. We're just outside of Denver, Colorado, heading up to Mount Falcon. How would you describe this round?
It's a fun one. Up top, it's a little bit more fun and flowy. If you start at the bottom, it's a grueling 30-minute climb if you're going hard. So fun little route up on the top overlooking the Front Range.
While we're on the topic of the Front Range, where would you say your favorite place to ride on the Front Range is? Or we can even do Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, Colorado's got so many good trails to offer. Honestly, Front Range trail to go to is climbing Falcon, crossing over the top of it, possibly doing a loop up top, and then traversing over to dropping into Lair of the Bear, and then descending down into Lair of the Bear into Morrison. So it's probably one of my favorite loops to do.
What would you say is your most embarrassing moment on a bike?
Oh gosh, I've had a few. This year actually probably was pretty embarrassing. First race of the year, sitting up front, top 6, and the kid next to me started to crash, go over the bars. I decided to go with him and slap my face on his rear end. So it was a little embarrassing. Had a couple bloody lips.
So you went to Gravel Worlds last year, the first time it's ever happened in Italy.
Yeah.
Tell me about what that experience was like.
Oh, it was amazing. Getting to race in Europe in general, the scene over there is so big. It was amazing to see how many people are on course. You know, getting to represent the USA, racing against some of the best in the world. You know, the names of Matthew Vanderpool, Peter Sagan were on the starting line. So getting to line up next to them was once in a lifetime, essentially.
How do you get faster on your bike?
You know, the big things that I take away, you know, and it's pretty simple, is one is consistency. You know, riding your bike as much as you can, where you can, trying new things, whether it's riding mountain bike and riding new trails, or riding road bike or gravel bike, and, you know, taking new routes and paths, you know, that who knows where it goes. And having adventure on the bike is a big thing. The other side of it is, you know, watching faster riders and their technique. You know, that's one thing that I always look at, is how do other riders ride? Having fun, staying consistent, you know, riding your bike. Those would be the big ones, I'd say. So we're here, we're at the top of Mount Falcon. Trail we're gonna loop around on is going to be Parmalee. So we're gonna go around this way. It says it's a black. Really don't think it's too much of a black. But we can go down this way, link up here. We can cross through the Meadow Trail and then loop back. We can kind of go this way, do loop up here if we want. But we got a few options. Some fun trails. It's gonna be a good time.
Here we go.
I'll give him a shot.
What's something that you're really looking forward to?
There's a lot of things coming up that I'm looking forward to, but the biggest one right now is my wife and I are gonna have a little baby girl in September, and initially it was terrifying. Now it's pretty exciting, so just waiting for her to come along here in September. The thought of having a baby girl is absolutely terrifying. It's something that I was very scared of. The way I've been working through it is looking at the positives, you know, especially just watching her grow up, thinking about that, thinking about the things that she'll like to do, you know, terrified of the day she brings home a boy at 16 years old. Don't know how I'm going to deal with that one just yet, but we'll figure it out. We got 16 years to go.
You got a little time to figure it out.
Yeah.
Castle Ruins.
Yeah, that's the backside of Red Rocks, that peak right there with the tower. We're at the top of Mount Falcon. This is the John Walker Castle, built in 1909. Not too long after, struck by lightning, burned down in 1918. Didn't last too long. A lot of work for that to happen that early, but it's pretty sweet.
So you spend a lot of time on your bike.
Yep.
What is it that you love most about cycling?
Gosh, it has to be just the freedom. My first form of transportation.
Sorry.
No, you're good. My first form of transportation was my bike. You know, I'd ride it across town to a friend's house, and the freedom that you get, the places you get to see, the people you get to meet. Nobody really forces you to ride a bike, so it's happy, it's fun, it's good. good for you. It's healthy.
Yeah.
All of it. I love
all those
bikes.
things. What is the worst advice you've ever been given?
Oh, I like that question. Worst advice actually came in the middle of a race. Leadville 100. Someone told me to use pickle juice. Not a big fan of pickles, and realized really quick that was pretty gross. You know, it didn't help me in the race. I stick to the Coca-Cola.
Coke? It's pretty classic. Wrapping up here, let's bring this plane for a landing. What's something that you would like to be remembered for?
You know, I'd like to say I'd like to be remembered for something to do with the bike industry, whether it's a company that I start in the future or some sort of big result that I have. I just love bikes. Bikes bring me happiness. Bikes have been pretty much my whole life, 2 wheels. So something to do, I'd love to leave behind like something about bikes, something I do with bikes, and maybe I haven't done it yet. Maybe it's yet to come. But hopefully it has 2 wheels, handlebars involved.